Hey, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Abaya Buff from the DC Church, coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kalkadash. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bahashim meaning in the name, call many spirit, Kodash meaning holy. These are the names and the power that I come to in order to profess the 100% truth. The Lord's will seal the elect's faith. Shanya Kabak, Kavala Rakaz, Ukayanaba Aith, meaning double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times, whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to. All right, and Shalom, wa Barakum Labakan, Shiasha Allah, peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel, to the men out there that's pushing its word in sincerity and truth. To you, I say Shalom, wa Barakum Atham, peace and blessings be upon you. Now, without further ado, really what the name of this title, the title of this video is going to be, Lord's will, is why the Lord deals with us so harshly in our youth, you know. And I'm saying this because there's been a lot of situations that I went through as being a babe in the truth, you know, which I'm still a babe. I just roughly hitting around 10 years I've been in this truth. Nevertheless, there are some things that were hid from me which they weren't necessarily hidden. I just didn't have the knowledge at that specific point in time to understand. And I didn't have the understanding to understand during that specific time of why the Heavenly Father allowed certain things to be reoccurrent in my life that were very misfortunate to my emotional well-being. And as I understood, you know, as I'm reading Sirach, the 30th chapter, which I believe I either read yesterday or the day before yesterday, it just allowed me to understand why the Heavenly Father did the things that he did. And furthermore, you know, they say hindsight 2020. Looking back, I can, you know, visually see how the Heavenly Father has utilized those situations to basically build a better character within myself, within my manhood, and within, you know, everything that I stand for, essentially. So really, what I wanted to start at 9, but I'm going to start a little bit at the top and kind of speed read. So there's Sirach chapter 30 in the GNT, all right, which is the Good News translation. So it goes to say, it says, a father who loves his son will whip him often so that he can be proud of him later. Okay. And part of the reason why the Heavenly Father chastises us, it could either be spiritually, mentally, physically, or financially. The reason why the Heavenly Father consistently keeps us in constant trials is because the Heavenly Father will reap the fruit of those that he had specifically made perfect via his son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, via the Holy Spirit. All right. So it says, he that loves his son will whip him often. And that's part of the reason why we are in constant trials, tribulations, and situations of misfortune. All right. And as an outsider, you know, they'll look and see these things, these misfortunes happen to us and be like, damn, like, are you really God's chosen? Or does the Heavenly Father really even love you if you're going through all this? And the answer is yes, because those that he loves, he actually allows them to go through those situations and not only go through it, but to also prevail and come out victorious, so long as they keep their faith. So it says, if a son is disciplined, he will be of some use, and his father can boast of him to his friends. All right. The Heavenly Father is going to boast of his elect because they've actually made it through. And not only is he going to boast of his elect, he's also going to glorify his elect through his son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right. Because the Heavenly Father, he boasts of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Look at my creation. Look at my creature. You know, with great labor have I made this man perfect. He accomplished everything that I said he would accomplish. All right, undoubtedly. And it says, anyone who gives good guidance to his son can not only take pride in him among his friends, but he can make his enemies jealous. And the enemies of the Lord are going to be jealous. The enemies of the Heavenly Father are going to be jealous because they're going to see the glorification of the servants that actually did what was bidding unto them to do, weren't, you know, storing their oil, not trimming their lamps, you know, not hiding their token in the napkin and putting it in the earth. The ones that were actually going out there searching for the oil, so that they have sufficient enough for when the bride comes. Those that are actually doubling their token, so that when the bride comes, he can reap of the benefits of it, okay, through usury. All right. So it says, while the father is alive, the sight of his son makes him happy, and when he dies, he has no regrets. He is not really dead because his son is like him. And right, the spirit of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, or Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kadash, reigns in us. So it's kind of like Yahweh Shai never left, because really we're a resemblance of Yahweh Shai. We are the body of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. So he never left, spiritually. His spirit dwells heavy within us, and we all have different aspects and angles of the body of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So therefore, he's still with us in spirit. And it says he has left someone to take vengeance of his enemies and to return the favor he owes his friends. Okay? It says, but anyone who spoils his son will have to bandage his wounds. His heart will stop every time he hears a shout. Yeah, man. And that's essentially the 2/3. They're spoiled. All right. And they're going to have a lot of wounds based off of them being spoiled. They have no structure. They have no foundation. They have nothing to look forward to. And they only do wickedness. And being that that's the fact, how can the Lord be proud in this, in the 2/3? He can't. Look at what the 2/3 are doing. All right. You got women sleeping with almost 3,000 men, which is an absurd amount of, this world. It's just bad. This world it's bad. It's just really bad, I'm just thinking about certain things, but nevertheless, it says, and an untamed horse is going to be stubborn, and an undisciplined son is no different, right? So you're going to have problems trying to keep your son, and we could speak metaphorically, because this really goes toward us. It's really hard for us to be adherent to the Heavenly Father when the Heavenly Father is not heavily chastising us. Okay, we need that restraint. We need to understand, when you do this, you get fucked up. Okay, and it's not just a smack on the wrist. No, it's like a thorough ass beating. and what it also makes you appreciative of is when the Heavenly Father allows you to receive rest. It keeps you mindful of, the Lord is capable of doing this, so maybe I shouldn't do that. It makes you second guess a lot of things that the flesh wants to do, but it's probably not the best idea to do, because you don't want to discipline. You don't want chastisement from the Heavenly Father, right? So it says his heart will stop every time he hears a shout. An untamed horse is going to be stubborn, and an undisciplined son is no different. Let me make sure. All right, cool. It says, if you pamper your child and play with him, he will be a disappointment and a source of grief. All right. And that's the point. That's one of the points. If we were pampered, we would be a disappointment to the Heavenly Father. But, and the thing is, there was a point in time when we were pampered. The Heavenly Father gave us the space and the area to execute judgment, to do everything that we needed to do. He gave us the law. He gave us our own land and everything that we could ask for. Look at all the deliverances that the Heavenly Father has bestowed unto the children of Israel. Okay? Now look at every captivity that we went into. And what do you see as the common factor? The children of Israel always end up worshiping other gods. And it's because they were pampered. Okay? The Lord we didn't do anything to earn the covenant that the Heavenly Father has given us. He just gave it to us because he loved us. And he made a covenant with our forefathers. Okay? And we inherited that covenant. But majority of our people don't upkeep the covenant of Yahweh Shema Shai, nor do they thank the Heavenly Father for it, nor do they even know any of the promises that are of that covenant. And you are a disappointment and a source of grief to the Heavenly Father. The Lord said he's angry with the wicked every day. And that's why a lot of people are going to be destroyed. Verse 10, it says, laugh with him now, and one day you will have to cry over him, grinding your teeth in regret. All right? And the Lord knows what he's doing and what he's working in our lives. So despite how we feel about certain things that are happening, we be looking to the sky and be like, damn, why, Lord? Why are these things happening to me? The reason why is because the Heavenly Father is building a better character within you. All right? And just because this is instruction. So this book, Sirach, the 30th chapter, this is instruction on how to parent your child. Okay? You ain't supposed to be laughing with your fucking child. You ain't supposed to be kiki and being best friends with your child. You're supposed to teach him structure. Sometimes you got to be a little bit forward. And I'm gonna come clean. That's how my dad treated me when I was younger. My dad did not laugh with me. He did not play. If anything, I didn't like my father up until the age of like 16 because I didn't understand why he was doing the things that he did. I didn't like him because he was so strict. And that was everything that we knew about our dad, is that he was extremely strict. I remember even one time my uncle said something about it. He's just like, yeah, man, like, he's like, if you send, because my older brother, he was a problem child. Nevertheless, he was like, I remember him saying that to my mom, like, yo, if you send him to my father, it's like you sending him to military. So, but that's really all that matter, and that's all the point. Because there's a certain type of way that you're supposed to be with your children. Then, when they start to mature and they understand, they're going to come back to you anyway. And I remember the day that me and my father reconciled, I felt so remorseful for the way that I felt toward my dad when I was younger. And I remember, the Ra'ash Shamar Moth, we used to drive with him and would kind of put things in places when I found the truth. And then the Ra'ash Shamar Moth, he rebuked me on how I was talking about my mother. And then it made me understand that I needed to rehabilitate the relationship with my father and my mother, And my relationship with my mother was decent at that time. But when I left the house, that's when the relationship between me and my mother and my father, it actually got great. But going back to his parenting skills, he almost perfectly executed what it's saying in Sirach, the 30th chapter, and you can see the benefits of it. I'm a man of the Lord, thankfully, and I have enough fear in the Heavenly Father to understand his structure and his word. And I'm just speaking for myself, obviously. Nevertheless, this is the work that the Heavenly Father is brewing within us. Now, verse 11, it says, don't give him freedom while he is young, and don't overlook what he does wrong. And that's us. When you're in this truth, we're still relatively young. It's not good for you to go traveling to different camps and doing all this moving around. And it's something I'm actually still learning to this day. There's structure within staying stationary and dealing with everything you need to do. Trying to be at every place all at once. Nah, you got to handle what's at home first. And the Lord doesn't overlook the things that we do wrong. And that's why we receive a lot of chastisement for the things that we do wrong. When I'm fucked up on the Sabbath, damn well you ain't supposed to be chilling with that woman on the Sabbath, and you doing so anyway. Why? And then you end up falling into iniquity. And now you over there begging the Lord for forgiveness when you could have avoided it. And then the Lord chastised you for that. Okay, it says, whip him while he is still a child and make him respect your authority. If you don't, he will be stubborn and disobedient and cause you nothing but sorrow. And that's essentially what the 2/3 are doing. They don't respect the authority of the Heavenly Father, nor did they ever. And that's part of the reason why we kept going into captivity after captivity after captivity after captivity. Okay? Now it's going to come a time where the Lord is going to wholeheartedly show himself, and he's going to destroy the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. And that's going to be a very exciting day. I don't want Rotazar, I'm not in that number. But evil is going to be put out of Israel entirely. And then we're going to be able to start to sprout back righteousness. Okay. Verse 3, it says, verse 13, so discipline your son and give him work to do. And we have work to do. We have an occupation, and that shows our fidelity. Okay. It says, or else he will be an embarrassment to you. All right. And that's what the 2/3 are. They're an embarrassment to the names of Yahweh Shem Shai, because you got to understand the Lord invested in us. He gave us a covenant. He gave us his name. He gave us statutes, laws, and everything that we need to upkeep. That's an investment. All right. That's a partnership. And majority of the people that are a part of that partnership do not uphold or even care to upkeep their end of the deal. And that is part of the reason why you're an embarrassment to the Lord, and he's going to put that embarrassment out, you know. So that's really it. You know, Sirach chapter 30. Basically, this is the reason why the Heavenly Father deals with us so harshly in some cases, you know, and it's because he's establishing structure within us, you know, whether you like it or not. But that's really it. That's all I had pertaining to this topic. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Bashimar Kokadash and Yakabaga Rakaza Koyunaba Aith with Shalom or Barakam Lavakar Shayal Sha'ala. Until next time, Akim, I say Shalom.